So, chapter 3 now of the Book of Boba Fett.
Attack of Black Cranston!
No. No, it's the Tales of Mos Espa.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's just a brief summary of this whole episode, which Robert Rodriguez did this episode, and he has his fingers all over it, and you can tell, because, so, right from the get-go, you have, so, Boba Fett, Stephen Root shows up, and he's just, oh, they're stealing my water. These punks. That guy's in everything, and he's awesome. I think I got the right name. Stephen Root.
I am insulted on your behalf.
Yeah, and it's like, no one respects you. So good, we're actually getting somewhere.
Yeah.
No one respects Boba. This is good. So it's like, okay, great. So they go, they confront the punks.
And they're like, yeah, this guy's a bastard. He charges out the ass for water.
Well, so it's like, okay, well, why don't you come work for me? So,
Pause. I love that. I love that exchange. Because he's like, yo, stealing, that's a crime. And they're like, it's water.
It's
and
water.
He's like, but it's a crime, you're stealing. He's like, his prices are a crime. He's charging like a month's worth of wages for a week's worth of water. And he goes, oh, well, that's bad. And the guy comes out like, because he's like, well, you work for me now. He's like, the guy comes out like, no, you're supposed to arrest them. And he's like,
why didn't you arrest them?
He's like, no, you're charging too much for water. He's like, yeah, but they were stealing. And he goes, it's water! Like, that's the whole thing. Everybody's like, it's water!
Go
like,
farm your own. Go farm
we live
your
in
own
a
water.
freaking desert. Like, it's water. We need water.
That's why Luke's uncle was a moisture evaporator farmer.
Yeah.
You're taking the moisture out. This is how science
is that
works.
How moisture
This is how moisture comes out. So
I gotta say though, anytime I've ever in in elementary school looked at the rain cycle,
okay,
the first part of it is all the arrows over top of the water going. So you're not wrong.
That's the drawings.
Yes. Yes, it is.
Okay, so Boba Fett.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
So Boba Fett and the Spy Kids, led by Alita Battle Angel. Tell me I'm wrong. I am not wrong.
It's Alita Battle Angel. It's Alita Battle Angel
on Vespas.
It's Alita Battle Angel, 60-year-old Master Chief, and a couple of Power Rangers on motorcycles.
Because that's the thing. Robert Rodriguez, he did Spy Kids, he did Alita Battle Angel, and there they are in Star Wars now. And I was like, okay, fine. But here's the thing. I know a lot of the Vespas are getting all the memes and grief. I get it. It's kind of dumb. It's kind of cool. It would have been more believable if they were like street rats, if they had shitty like swoop bikes.
Yeah.
And they got these shiny things that belong on Coruscant, right? Doesn't that look more like a Coruscant, like a fancy?
Yeah, it was like they should have emphasized more that they're like a motorcycle gang type.
They stick out like a sore thumb.
If they had emphasized more that that's what these guys do, is they should have showed them like working on the bikes and stuff and like.
Yeah, what do they do?
Pimping them out.
I mean, I guess are they? They look like they're from off-world. They look like off-world.
Yes. Yes.
So I'm really. So again, it was off-putting. I mean, but they weren't annoying. They are.
No, and it worked. The only thing that was annoying in this episode was the very redundant chase scene.
Yes.
Where it was the kids on the Vespas.
Which I kind of did like.
Chasing the Cadillac, basically.
I did like the chase scene enough. I know that's the main part that's getting.
Yeah, but how many fruit stands can you run into?
Yeah, I mean, at least I was
like, what is this, Indiana Jones? Like, they just keep.
But here's the other thing:
blasting through stands full of oranges.
But here's the other thing a couple things seem kind of redundant. So at the beginning, we're in the back to tank. We're getting flashbacks of awesome. Well, not awesome. It's the same flashbacks again. Excuse me. And then all of a sudden, his eyes open.
First.
What?
Before that, all the friggin'... Sorry, my eye itches. Before that, we have the flashback and all the sand people are dead.
Oh, yeah, which was great. I love that. Because now it's setting him on the path.
Now he's on a revenge path.
And guess what? He went and saw the Pikes first, right?
He goes to the Pikes and he's like, "Oh, you owe us money." And
we're all together now, all the tribes.
Like, we've been paying the swoop gangs, and he's like, "Well,
he's like,
I'm gonna take care of this."
Well, look forward to business with you.
Just like that.
That was a pike.
That was a very good pike. But like, yeah, so he goes.
So what happens?
So he goes back to camp and he finds them all dead. And then
and the music was like way
oh
over
my gosh,
dramatic.
it was
and it's like they're dead.
That scene was. They cranked the melodrama to 11 to an almost comic degree, but it still hit me right in the feels because it was like, oh, I had really grown to like these sand people.
But they didn't show like the corpse.
Tuscans.
They didn't show every corpse that we came to know. There was no kid. There was no.
No, but he pulled out his
woman.
little gaffy stick and he threw it in there, and the kick-ass trainer.
So they are all dead. Okay.
Yeah, the kick-ass trainer one. That was one of the.
Okay.
That was the gaffy stick he threw on the fire.
But that also can go in line with the other subject we'll touch on, which is this been Disney-fied that everyone keeps talking about? We're not going to find so much blood, which we'll get in. That's a good segue right into the present.
Okay.
So he grabs him by the throat.
Yeah.
Black Cranston.
Black Cranston opens up the friggin'
throws him around. That was great.
Oh yeah, beats the piss out of him.
Beats the crap out of him. But again, there was no blood.
Okay. And all the other kids come in. Yeah, but they got stabbed like 8 times. Like as far as
got stabbed.
Black Cranston.
He did get stabbed, yeah.
He got stabbed with the gaffy stick. He got stabbed with a switchblade. He got stabbed with a gaffy stick. He got stabbed with the gaffy stick. He got stabbed with another gun.
Yeah,
he got shot a couple times.
But I guess to keep the brief history of blood in Star Wars is that there's a lot of limbs. There's Luke gets probably the most graphically beat up. I don't know of anybody else that really has too much blood. It's just he's hanging there before the great reveal of his father.
The only blood, the actual blood that I can think of in Star Wars movies is Episode 4 when the arm gets cut off.
Yeah.
Episode 5 when he's hanging there. Mm-hmm. And then Episode 9 when Kylo Ren's doing his...
Oh yeah, well no, that was 7.
I meant 7.
But he did get beat up in Episode 9 too.
Yeah.
I guess. And okay, so your cuts and bruises. I mean, but Boba didn't have anything on him. Not even like you could just put a bruise or something. But he had all that. They were able to. They showed scarring.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I mean, it kind of. Here's the thing.
He was still wet with Bacta.
Well, but right along watching Boba, I've also been watching Marvel's The Punisher, which is on Netflix. Which it's pretty bloody. So anyway, there's not that kind of you're not gonna, and I get it. Like Star Wars was always PG. People forget that.
Yeah.
But then, I mean, they really, I guess, at least the original trilogy should have been PG-13. Honestly, I guess at the time, but it wasn't invented until Raiders of the Lost Ark, so which was a couple years after that. So.
Yeah.
So yeah, there was always like the family in mind. I guess they're dark. They're dark tales. His whole family gets burned alive. Yeah, the Uncle Owen and stuff. There's the skeletons.
Yeah. But Star Wars is always, like you said, it's always been a family film.
It's like I guess it's a balance. You got to find the right balance. And
it's a movie. Everybody can get something out of it.
So all that to say, a lot of people were upset he didn't have more bruises. Okay, I get it, but
who cares?
It's not. I know, but we had to be a nerd for a second and go deep into the history of blood and gore in Star Wars.
Can't see the forest through the trees. I can't.
I thought the fight was great.
Yeah, it was fun. It was a lot of fun. He dives down, takes the pig people down the stairs and everything.
Oh yeah, but then and then right after that, then the Hutts show up. They're back.
Yeah. Hey, we're sorry we tried to kill you. Here's a Rancor!
Yeah, so I'm so confused. It's like, oh, we failed. We found out he failed somehow, because now they have a Cranston. Is it? Well, now I can't.
Black Cranston.
Now you got
Black.
Not Cranston, Cranston. It's
What?
not even Cranston. Crap. See, this is what the trouble I had last time.
Black Cranston, so...
whatever. The big Wookiee!
Yeah,
he's locked down. He's in the brig.
Yeah, they threw him in the Rancor pit.
So then the big Hutts show up. And they're like, yeah, sorry about that. Here's this baby Rancor.
And Danny Trejo.
Well, again, Robert Rodriguez, who did, he was Machete.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Robert Rodriguez was like, hey, all my pals, come on over.
Well, even Danny Trejo, after the episode came out, he went on Twitter and he's like, hey, even Machete's in Star Wars now, yeah. Machete finally made it to space. And like, yeah.
That guy doesn't age.
I love Danny Trejo. He has looked exactly the same for like 30 years.
What I did was I did do like I was like, oh, of course. But it's also he is this guy. If he's going to be any guy, he would be. Of course, he trains Rancors. Why wouldn't he?
I had a very different reaction. I was like, that guy looks like Danny Trejo. And then like it showed him closer up. I'm like, man, that looks a lot like Danny Trejo. Is that Danny Trejo? That's Danny Trejo. Yeah.
And then he spoke and went, "We're emotional creatures." Yeah.
I love Danny Trejo. He's always great.
I loved his cameo.
And he was in Spy Kids. So.
Rick and Morty.
Oh,
he had that cameo as like the Jaguar or something.
Mm-hmm.
Are there multiple Jaguars or whatever his name was?
But like you said, Robert Rodriguez just bringing in his buddies. He was in.
Yeah. Hopefully he's done because he sucks. I mean, Robert Rodriguez.
Oh, I thought you meant Danny Trejo. I was gonna punch you.
No. I'm glad he's there. I hope that Robert Rodriguez is done. He just doesn't. I don't know.
Doesn't quite catch the vibe.
He did Sin City. I love Sin City because of film noir. Because it just.
He did that
cool.
badass episode of Mando though, where they brought.
Well, he did. Yeah, he did direct the episode where Boba shows up, and that's the best one he's done. But he also did the pilot, which had the horrible ninja fight, and then he did this one, which has a lot of people say is the horrible Vespa fight or chasing. So I don't know what's going on. If he's just not a great director. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. That's just my personal opinion. But anyway, the Hutts come in, and as quickly as they said, "Hello, we're going to take the territory," they leave.
Yep, we were wrong. Somebody else is coming in. Yeah,
it was kind of. It was a tease that didn't really pay off.
They're not done. You know they're going to come back.
People are saying possibly the Rancor's a trap.
Possibly, yes.
That would be dumb. I want him to ride the Rancor.
I think he will ride the Rancor.
Ride the Rancor
like a panther.
Like a panther.
But I think the whole Rancor thing is a trap. I think Danny Trejo is going to end up being an assassin, and despite the odds, he's going to have this emotional connection with this Rancor and end up riding it through town, and that's how he's going to get respect. He's going to ride through town on a Rancor.
So badass. Well, and also, Boba's original introduction into Star Wars was his first, his first intro in any kind of media. He was in the the much-loathed Star Wars Christmas special, or holiday special, which so there's a section of that which was an animated short called The Faithful Wookie, and he shows up in there. So that's his first intro.
That was before Episode 5?
And, yeah. Because the holiday special was, it was 78, I believe. It was the end of 78.
Okay, I didn't know that.
And actually, you can catch that short animation on Disney Plus now. It's on Disney Plus. So they took that out from the holiday special. Hopefully the rest of it doesn't end up on there because it's just...
I hope it does.
Insert footage of when I... Insert footage of when I sat down a little while ago with a lot of people and we watched it, and just let the footage speak for itself.
Okay. I've yet to see it. I really want to see it.
Okay. As a Star Wars fan, you will just you'll love it and hate it and be like, why was this ever made? The explanation I can think of was Star Wars was the biggest movie ever in 1977, right?
Yes.
So they're like, people are going to forget about this. We need to do something. Oh, Christmas is coming. Let's come up with some BS about, the Chewie's uncle or grandfather or whatever it was. I don't even remember. And they got to go there, and then it's shot on video, so it looks weird, and Han doesn't know what the hell he's doing. I mean, everyone is it's just so bad. You need to see it. We're going to watch it, and then we're going to talk about it. So anyway, all that to say, Boba showed up on basically a dinosaur in that animated short. And, well, I mean, Jedis were riding dragons and stuff.
Yeah.
That is cool to bring that in. Beast Riders and stuff from Knights of the Republic.
Oh, that makes so that was a callback to that. I've ridden beasts 10 times this size.
It very well could be. Yeah, they actually may have made
Okay.
that canon. I don't know. Who cares? But it was. I remember it was well done animation, and I mean, except like Han Solo looked a little bit like a horse. That was a little weird. His face is like stretched out like this. But I mean, it's animation. So yeah, that would be. Can you imagine just him going through and?
Oh, that'd be great. You're wrecking up the Pike Syndicate.
Oh, and actually, I'm watching
One of the Rancor eating one of the huts.
Oh, that'd be great. Well, he's got to get. Well, apparently, all that to say, now. So after that scene, Black Cranston takes off. Hopefully, he comes back because he was very underused. And then at the end, it's revealed the Pikes are actually behind everything. So now he did he get revenge on the Pikes back when they slaughtered his village? And now also in the present, he wants to get revenge on the Pikes? It's like the Pikes, they're the big bad guys. Both fronts.
That's about all I gotta say about this.
I had something else.
This episode was not as good as the second one, but it was still good.
Yeah, I would say... I mean, the action was good, and honestly, I didn't really have a problem with the...
The only part that was annoying was the chase scene.
The Spy Kids.
It lasted too long, it was gimmicky, and it was just very corny. It was just a corny chase scene.
When they got to the end of it, and they're just like, where's the mayor? And he's like, he's not here.
He's
right?
with the Pikes.
Was that the whole point? That was the whole point.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I guess it was better. Was it better than the chase scene in The Last Jedi? Where they're on the space horses at Canto Bight. And they're running through the streets of Canto Bight.
That was more unique.
Okay.
Because this is a bunch of scooters chasing a Cadillac.
Vespas.
Like it literally even had the Cadillac headlights on it. Like it was.
Did it really?
Yeah, they pushed it too far of going like gotta make it seem like real life, like have the real life tie-ins.
Okay.
Like I'm cool with the motorcycle gangs and the vests and all that, and the kids wearing the kind of hipster clothes and like the.
Yeah, again, I don't have a problem necessarily with that.
Like you said, the Technicolor, like the bright primary color.
It's like, what are you doing? This isn't Spy Kids.
And the speeder was it was a Cadillac, like it was a Cadillac convertible, straight up. It had the same shape to the front and everything.
So it didn't look
a classic corrupt politician car.
It didn't look. Well, I didn't notice. That's probably because I'm not car.
I'm a car guy.
I'm not car savvy, and to me it just looked like a speeder. But I guess if you want to integrate real, I mean, if you look back, I mean, the original Star Wars was whatever they could cobble together.
Yeah.
Everything is based on real life, which makes it that much better.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't have a problem with that kind of detail. I just have an issue with like, yeah, we're punk kids that we rip our arms off, we put on mechanical ones, but we don't have jobs. Where are you getting all this money?
You're stealing it all.
Then where are you getting? I guess they stole these Vespas. I don't know. Or scooters, or. I was happy when the one fell off. I was like, yeah, okay, that's good. I was hoping one of them would blow up, but it didn't happen.
He was the one that, for some reason, his costume, anytime at certain angles he would show up, it looked like he was wearing a suit and tie.
It did, yeah. Well, that was on purpose. It had to have been.
Yeah.
More like, and that's the other thing too. They looked again like off-worlders, like they were from Coruscant. They got fancy clothes.
Mm.
Except for her, she's just a. Except for Attila,
She's just
a
goth. Attila.
Alita.
Alita, yeah.
Except for Alita, it's just.
Yeah, she's just dressed like a goth.
But I'm actually really. I didn't hate the episode. Is it the worst one?
No.
You think one was still the worst? I think one was still the worst.
The fight scene in one is just
ass.
Unacceptable. Yeah, that was just unforgivable. But no, even the story for one, it wasn't bad. None of them have been bad.
No.
One was great. Or the chapter 2 was great.
Yeah.
Episode 1 was okay.
Right.
Episode 3, good.
It was good. I don't.
Yeah, none of them have been bad. I've enjoyed all three of them thoroughly. I'm excited to see where it goes. Nothing has turned me off of it. The worst thing I could say about this episode was the Vespa chase scene with the Cadillac made me kind of giggle. I was like, oh boy, here we go.
What are you doing?
It wasn't bad. Like they put their heart and soul into it. You could definitely tell that they were.
Oh yeah, I mean, look, Robert Rodriguez and everybody, they all love Star Wars, and that all shows. But he put too much, I guess, of his own work into it. Come on, I mean, that is definitely Alita, and that is the Spy Kids.
Yeah.
Why? I don't know. That's really my only issue with it, but like I was saying, I'm watching The Bad Batch right now, which is the sequel to the Clone Wars TV show. It's really good. And the animation is great, and stuff that happens in an animation, like that chase scene in the live action thing,
that would have been perfect.
It would have been
an
great.
Animated show.
That would be great for animation. You got the fruit flying. It's like they're having a hard time. I don't know if that's,
Tonally, it was weird, and you can have a different tone in an animated show.
Right.
You can get away with more cartoony stuff.
Like falling and weird, like everyone's falling and doing all kinds of weird cartoony stuff. It's more acceptable. You're more forgiving of it.
Yes.
And then you get to live action, it's got to be more grounded, and this is live action. And I get, like, Jedis can hop around and jump around, whatever, but, yeah, I mean, I guess not only was the chase kind of grounded, but that made it kind of boring. So...
It was a very boring chase.
Yeah, it was kind of boring. It was kind of boring. Not as boring as the parkour in episode 1 of the ninjas. I think the ninjas was more boring for me, anyway.
See, at least that was shorter.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
This should have been like a 2-minute chase scene.
Okay.
Instead of it felt like it was 45 minutes long. You're just sitting there like, oh, mine, oh.
I don't know. I didn't really
Like,
get that.
I've watched the episode twice, and it was, even the second time, like, come on!
Oh, and bring back the water guy. Bring back Stephen Root. He just keeps showing up in everything.
I'm embarrassed on your behalf.
Yeah, he's in, Boardwalk Empire. He shows up in...
or I'm insulted on your
Barry.
behalf. That's it, yeah. I'm insulted
on your behalf. Ooh, money. It's like, he's that slimy... He's always cast basically as the same guy, but it's great, because he plays that guy really good. He was in Get Out, too. He's like, I'm going to have your eyes.
So bring him back. Bring back Black Cranston.
Mm-hmm. Do something cool with the Rancor.
Bring back the Hutt twins. They got to have a bigger part in it.
Someone's got to die to bring up the stakes.
Yes.
Kill all the Spy Kids. Well, you can't kill Fennec.
And burn their Vespas.
You can't kill Fennec, which she is in this show, if you remember.
That's going to be that's what's going to happen.
Oh, no.
We're not going to get our payoff.
And he's going to go, no, poor Grogu.
Yeah.
Well, they got to name it, so what am I going to name you?
Spot.
I'm going to name you. I'm going to name
Fido.
Yes. Oh, yeah, Slave 1 has yet to make an appearance. We'll have to see what happens with that.
That is weird that it hasn't shown up yet.
It was in the trailer, so it should show up.
Okay.
Baby Rancor!
That's a great name for a Rancor.
Please like and subscribe to the Gark House. Also like and subscribe to our second channel, Gark House Productions, where we have a 40s reporter and a general, and they go monster hunting, and we got a plague doctor that gets into mischief, and a bunch of other cool stuff, fun stuff.
Please, Sasquatch hunters.
Please go. Oh, yeah. We hunt Bigfoots. Come on, it's great. Go check it out.
And if you hate us, just go tell us that you want to drop us in the Rancor pit in the comments.
Yeah, or you could like and subscribe and be nice.
Yeah, even if you hate us.
Yeah.
Suck it! Give us that like and subscribe.
Smash
we
it!
earned it!
Smash it! Smash that like button!
Ring that bell! Ding-a-ding-a-ding!
Oh, no, actually, yes, ring the bell, because it does notify you. You don't always get a notification otherwise. So, yeah.
All jokes aside, it costs you nothing. It's the click of one finger. It helps us out greatly. And the worst thing that can happen to you is we show up on your page more often. And you don't have to click on my fat ass if you don't want to.
See ya.
Bye!